You could drink on the weekends all the time. You could drink as much as you wanted. You could still drive if you wanted to, which was the law he actually broke. But you could no longer smoke marijuana, which he wasn't in trouble for because he was getting drug tested. So even though what he had been caught for and what he clearly had a problem with, and we should have been helping him with, was drinking, what we drove him to was more drinking. It was his only outlet, and if people want to alter their own reality, they're going to seek to do that in some way, whether it's creating these synthetic cannabinoids that are dangerous and more dangerous than the plant, and because they can get away with selling them and just changing the structure every time they pass a law. People are going to seek to alter their reality. We have from Native Americans to now. It's never going to change. And if you do it with alcohol or you do it with marijuana, it should not, the act itself should not be illegal. It should be how you behave. It should be bad behavior that we are looking at. Someone that acts irresponsibly or harms others, no matter what substance they're on, because certainly people can do that with prescription drugs too. Be driving when they shouldn't be, overdosing obviously, which doesn't even happen with cannabis. So the parallels between the two are definitely there, and I think we just have to recognize them and capitalize on them and understand that moving forward, that those are our arguments. The safety factor, the protecting children by having it, behind a counter that has to be regulated, where they have their own incentive to not break the law. Do you guys have any questions? I know you showed up kind of in the middle of what we're talking about.
I grew up in the good life, grew up in that.
Right.
That happened. I also was a teenager when the hippies were a kid.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, I think, okay, everybody has their own style, do whatever they want. If marijuana would be the thing that is, what you're saying, you want marijuana to be out free for anybody who wants to do it, right?
Well, not for anybody. We want it.
Those people that do it to be cautious enough that they're going to do it, but then their behavior is the one that's going to get in trouble.
Exactly.
Because they're going to go overdo it.
Well, as it should be, if you can't use something
what you're
responsible.
expressing is a person, like for instance, a person takes a drink and gets crazy over one drink and starts beating up the wife or whatever.
Yeah.
That's their behavior. The drink is not the one that's making them sad. It's the way the more they do, the more they have it. But if you know that that's all you can take, stop.
Right.
And that's what you want to have it. I'm at that age where I still do not approve of marijuana being free. But then if it's going to become a nuisance, but they use it. Anyway,
right, exactly.
It's out there.
So we have to look at what we want and how we get there. And if what we want is for people to never use marijuana, is Prohibition making that happen? These laws aren't making that happen. What these laws have done is just create the market.
My husband is a heavy smoker. And, smoking, it gives him there an instruction. If you smoke too much, you're going to get cancer. But he cannot stop the smoking because it's a habit,
Right.
And
smoking, nicotine is physically addictive, whereas marijuana is habit forming, but it's not physically addictive. You won't go through the same type of withdrawal. It's about as addictive as caffeine, maybe.
Yeah.
So it's much less.
My biological children, family live in Ohio. Ohio does accept it because we have a lot of my nephews, they smoke it like anything else.
And the thing is, too, that when we talk about smoking, and smoking isn't always the healthiest route, but again, that's not the substance itself because you don't have to smoke it. People are juicing it, which gets you no high at all. That's just for nutritional value. They juice the leaves. So that's just for nutrition. But you could also, people make it into edibles and eat that, and that doesn't give them the same kind of bronchial issues.
A lot of us, they put it in alcohol for days.
They make tinctures, they make salve that you can put on your skin. Yeah. So there's other ways that either don't get you high or don't do good.
Somebody gives me alcohol with marijuana and it's sort of pain.
Well, hopefully people are honest about what they give you, but again, that's just a reason for a legal market, because then you know what you're buying and what's in it.
It's not regulated right now. What's available now, it's not regulated. So if you're looking for a safer future, then at least being open and having some regulation.
stopped this prohibition a long time ago, those industries might not have had as much funding as they did to grow. So they, I know they're involved in a lot of other drugs and human trafficking and everything else, but if we can take one element of income and supply away from them, then...
Ms. Weldon, what can we as normal, everyday average citizens do to help further this cause?
Well,
Can we become
I'm
members?
also
Can we
going to be
donate?
talking at
Can we do
4 o'clock
something?
about the Texas legislature and how to get involved, but specifically there are 2 bills in the House right now that you can call your representative about and ask for them to support, and one of them would protect patients so that if a patient is arrested, that they could go to court and they could say, my doctor recommended this, and the doctor was allowed to have that conversation, and they could use that as a defense. Where currently, no matter what your illness is, your doctor can't talk to you about it because they're in fear of losing their license, and they won't show up in court to support you, even if they hinted that you should use it because of the same reason. So it would provide that protection, but also just opening up the courtroom so that the patient could tell their real story.
What's the name of the bill?
HB 184, it has a hearing on Tuesday. So
Do you need some support?
call your representatives, just call and ask for their support. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you, Ms. Weldon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you have any questions,